Hi, and welcome to our growth mindset workshop. We're going to be talking about what it's like to have a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset, and the benefits of having a growth mindset. So, a fixed mindset is easily described as a mindset that you are either good at something or you're not good at something, such as a skill or an ability, as well as believing that there's no changing who you are and what you do and what you bring to the table. They believe that you are either born with an ability or you're not, that you can't grow to do better or be better. So ingredients of a fixed mindset is it includes effort, challenges, mistakes, and feedback in a different way. So your focus would be they focus on the performance outcomes rather than what they've learned throughout the performance or what they've done. Their beliefs are you either have the skill or you don't. Feedback, they will take offense to the feedback that you give them. If it's not a positive feedback, they're going to take that personally and think that they're not good at something rather than learning from their experiences or understanding that maybe they do have room to grow. So that brings us to a growth mindset. A growth mindset is somebody that believes that skills and intelligence are grown and developed, not something that you are just born with. People who are good at certain skills and abilities, they work hard to achieve those. And we have to believe that they worked for it, they practice, they develop the skill by putting their mindset to it and doing better and growing. Um, they believe that they need to put more work and time into a skill, and that skills are built and they must be consistently learned and developed. So they definitely don't believe that it's something that they were born with, but that it takes work. So let's talk about their growth mindset skills. So with their focus is on working to improve. So even if they're doing better, they're constantly growing, they're constantly doing better. They also believe that skills can be achieved through learning and work when the more they set their mind to it, the better they'll be. Growth mindset takes effort, it takes work. It's useful and it leads to more growth. Um, so let's talk about the difference here. And the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Fixed mindset believes that there's mistakes, that they don't like mistakes. Mistakes discourage them. They avoid mistakes. Avoiding mistakes means that they don't take appropriate action to try something new because they're too scared of failing. And growth mindset wants to fail, not wants to fail. But when they do fail, they learn from it, right? They appreciate the feedback, they appreciate the fail and know that they can grow from it and do better, which is great, right? We don't want to fall off the horse and not get back on and start riding, right? A fixed mindset would believe that they just weren't meant to ride the horse. Um, Feedback, for a growth mindset, they can hear it and be like, all right, you might be right. Maybe I should be working harder or trying this or tweaking it and doing it a little differently. Challenges. So with a fixed mindset, they will back down from a challenge or avoid it because they think that they just aren't meant to be good at it. And so they just don't want to fail. Growth mindset, they embrace the challenges. They use it as a form of opportunity for them to try something new and work hard to achieve. So let's talk about neuroplasticity and how that affects our brain. So neuroplasticity is the ability for our brain to continue growing and evolving in response to life experiences. So we are bringing things into our brain and learning from them and growing from them. What helps, right? Repetition. Habits are formed when you repeat a behavior, an action, or thought or emotion. This repetition sends a strong signal or pathway to the brain. Growth mindset needs to become a habit. So we can't always live in growth mindset. We kind of have to force our brain to continue wanting to grow, continuing putting in happy thoughts and replacing our negative thoughts with something happy. Continuing to replace our mind fixed set with growth fixed set growth mindset with repetition will train our brains to have more of a growth mindset. So we're going to not always be in one mindset or the other. So we need to constantly repeat the positive process into our brain to implement it and have it continue to happen. If you want a positive behavior, you're going to have to train your brain to have that behavior over and over. That way it sends a strong signal into our pathway, into our brain, that it's going to follow and use over and over. So we can change our mindset, right? So how are we going to do that? We could, instead of saying, I'm not good at this, which is a fixed mindset, to what am I missing? What could I do? I'm great at this, which you could be, right? But you weren't born to be awesome at it, right? It's something that you've learned. It's something that you've grown to do. Instead of saying, I give up, this is too hard, I can't make this any better, or I just can't do math, right? We can train those into different opportunities. Like, I'll use some of the strategies that I've learned. This is going to take more time and effort. I'm not bad at it. It's just going to take more time. I'm going to teach my mind to do math. I'm going to practice and repeat it and do better and grow, instead of just saying you can't do it. That's the difference between fixed and growth mindset, is that fixed really truly believes that they are just not good at it, that it's not going to work out. Growth mindset means that we can grow, we can do better, we can continue growing, and learn and teach our brain to do the things that we don't know how to do. The best way to think about this is fixed mindset believes that a great basketball player was born to be a basketball player. They were taught young but born with it, right? When a growth mindset truly believes that anybody could be that basketball player, anybody can train their brain and their body to be better and do better. And we all can. We all have the opportunity to be that basketball player or that baseball player or football player or a mathlete, great at math, right? By training and repeating and practicing. So we should always be in our growth mindset. But again, that doesn't always happen. So here's a little example of mindset being a spectrum. 1 minute, you could be in a fixed mindset where you're like, all right, math is too hard for me. I'm tired of it. And then 5 minutes later, be like, all right, I'm going to practice and I'm going to do better, right? So we aren't going to always be in our growth mindset, and that's okay. That's what's going to teach us to retrain our brain, right? The more opportunities that we feel aren't being used or prioritized, we can put into our growth mindset. So to keep a growth mindset, let's remember that everything is difficult before it's easy. That's normal. Don't quit until you really, truly feel proud of what you've done. Everything I don't know is something I can learn, and you only fail if you give up, right? Fixed mindset, you want to give up, but a growth mindset will continue telling you to keep going. I'm not good at this yet, but I am learning. So you can say that you're not good, but you're not good yet. You're still able to do better and grow. Sometimes you win, right? Sometimes you do great. And sometimes it's a learning experience. And those are things that we need to remember. And we just need to remember to keep growing. Some extra things, make sure we're believing in our ability to learn and grow. We have to believe that we can do it, or we're not going to do it. Our mindset is so important because it changes and improves the way that we learn. Our mindset plants the foundation of our success and our growth. And you're not just one mindset over the other, right? 1 minute you could be fixed mindset, and 1 minute you could be positive mindset. It's a spectrum, but it's up to you to decide where you're at. Once differences are understood, you can recognize where you are at and decide if it's your belief or focus that is keeping you there. If we believe that we're stuck, if we believe that we can't do better, what's going to cause us to grow, right? We have to retrain our brain to do better and be better. Thank you for being here for our workshop, and that's on growth mindset.